And so just thinking through that form of reparations, I think it would be helpful for you all to think about how genealogy could be used as a form of reparations under restitution, helping individuals who may need the support to trace their lineage. That in and of itself just thinking is a form of reparations. That form of reparations, I think it would be helpful for you all to think about how genealogy could be used as a form of reparations under restitution.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gordon Nakagawa. I'm a member of the Twin Cities chapter of the Japanese American Citizens League, although I'm not here representing that organization. I just wanted to call attention, as I'm sure all of you are aware, that there's a history in the Japanese American community of having sought and succeeded in acquiring redress and reparations for the incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II. Our organization here in the cities and nationally have had pretty extensive experience in working with redress movements, not only Japanese Americans, but in pursuit of others as well. I, again, can't speak on behalf of the organization, but there are many of us in the Japanese American Citizens League can certainly offer some insights and consultation if the commission is interested in affiliated organizations contributing to the process. If you're interested, I can certainly put you in contact with some of the leadership of the organization, and a number of us, I'm quite sure, would be willing to support and are definitely willing to support the efforts on the part of St. Paul and the current commission. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Gordon. Again, if there are those of you who are okay with additional follow-up, just make sure we have your contact information and you can incorporate that in the chat.
Lily. Peace. I am here as the co-chair of the Youth Commission for NCOBRA, the National Coalition of Blacks for Reparations in America. So I am a St. Paul born and bred individual myself. However, I'm currently a nomad working on social justice. But I say all that to say I would hope that there would be an education proportion, a public education to let the community know that reparations is something that is going to be given to the residents of St. Paul who are victims. And I believe that there should be a heavy marketing and media campaign that is invested in. I think that the conversation should not happen and no decisions should be made without getting input from the community first, especially the young people and especially the older people. I believe that, and then obviously all those in between, but I agree. Those who have direct stories like residents of Rondo, et cetera, those who have grandchildren or children who have stories of present day harm, I think all of those voices need to be combined for a solution to rise to the top. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Lily. Appreciate your comments.
Ian.
Thank you, and I just want to thank everyone on this call for allowing me to be in community with you as we think about this really important topic. A question about the draft ordinance, particularly section 2, part D, and when it regards the qualifications, and it talks about subsection 1 and subsection 2. I would just comment that I would submit that it's possible that those two sections could be in conflict with each other. It's just a possibility, and I think it should be contemplated to what extent, having to the extent possible, like the diversity of the St. Paul community. Ramsey County is one of the most diverse communities, racial communities in the state of Minnesota, if not the most diverse. And also having people who have a lived experience that reflects the mission of the ordinance. I just think it'd be important to see to what extent do those conflict, and is it necessary to strike the first part? Just as we're considering folks who would be a part of this commission and a part of the advisory work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
Anybody else? I saw somebody did have their hand up, but it looks like you lowered it. I'm happy to call on you though if you do want to make a comment.